yung part doon ng certification of leave balances. Actually, nasabi dito na item 7A sa Form 6 natin. Then of course, for contract of service and GO personnel, may sariling form na inadapt. So, again, the wellness leave provision is be included in the individual contracts, no? Especially for the engagement na darating or magiging engagement, especially from the time na meron na po tayong wellness leave implementing guidelines sa DepEd. So they'll be using the Annex A attached to the DepEd Order number 2 as their form for applying for the wellness leave benefit. Tapos, same goes po yung mga proseso po doon ng signing authority, recommending authority, or recommending approval. So, again, the important part doon is hindi po dapat ma-deduct sa salary. Continuous po yung salary ng COS o GO once approved po yung kanyang wellness leave application. So, I think this is for the effectivity. Feb 13, nabanggit naman yan, no? Kaya po, yung per CSEMC number 1, series of 2026, yung implementation of such benefits, kaya po talagang kailangan po hinintay. Dapat hinintay po talaga yung guidelines kasi nakapulog nga po sa CSEMC na subject to the agency discretion yung implementing guidelines ng wellness leave na to, no, ng benepisyo na to, no. So, for proper guidance, of course, the most important part kung bakit kailangan hinintay dapat ito, no, for proper guidance and for a more informed decision by our authorities, our processors, or even our employees kung paano i-file. So, kaya po talaga maganda na kung nahintay po talaga yung guidelines na yun. So marami po kasing naging po doon, question kung pwede na ba ma-avail kasi last parang for early part of the December ata or November yung wellness leave lumabas ng civil service, yung CSEMC. So pero very clear po doon na po siya, merong siyang dapat ma-issue ang mga agencies na governing issuance guidelines for its implementation. So prior to the leave filings, please note that any leave of absence filed prior to the issuance of this DepEd order shall be deducted from the employees or accrued leave credits. Kasi nga po, because of that provision na hindi po automatic yung CSE issuance. Unang-una, lalo na sa mga civil service, ito medyo nag-explain na po tayo. Unang-una pa, lalo na po dun sa mga civil service. So, mga contract of service or GO personnel, though kasi sinabi sa CSEMC na entitled, pero subject po yun sa discretion ng agency. So, dapat po talaga nahintay yung decision to approve that leave kung may guidelines na. So, importante po yun. And of course, again, for a more well-informed and proper and standards, ang purpose naman po talaga ng implementing guidelines ni DepEd, kaya po natin sinasabi na yung mga previous o mga prior to the issuance na na-file, kailangan pong ma-void muna, ma-void because to ensure po yung standardization. The purpose of the implementing guidelines is yung to ensure the standardization and a more proper guidance sa ating mga processor, mga mag-a-approve na ito yung mga parameters or proseso or mga procedural or guidelines para maging fair and reasonable and with basis yung kanilang decision to approve or disapprove the wellness leave application prior to the issuance of these guidelines. Ganon po siya. So, kaya po siya medyo lang po na maraming mga consideration. So, medyo na it took time yung sa guidelines. Hindi agad na i-release ng before the start of the year, ng January. Kasi may mga legality din po siya na aspeto. Lalo na yung sa mga sa COS, sa teacher din, kinonsider po yung magiging effect nito sa classes, sa delivery of services natin. So, kaya po, it took a while po na February po siya na i-release na. So, yun na po naging klaro po to, no? So, dun sa mga na-file prior to the issuance natin. So, may pa tayo or dire-diretso? Casey?
Sir, siguro po idire-diretso na po natin to. It's already 11:18 a.m. So I guess diretso na po tayo sir sa Q&A portion.
Sige. So I'll stay. So let me know kung paano ang process natin ng pag-accommodate ng questions.
Yes, sir. Okay. So again, sir, no, thank you so much po. So we have covered a lot of technical ground and I hope nasagot na yung iba tanungan ng ating mga taga-field office during the discussion. So right now po, we will now have the open forum for the question and answer portion. So I will take po ang magbabato po sa iyo ng question. This will be based on the pre-registration forms that we have gathered and at the same time, yung mga questions po na nandito sa ating box. So, ready ka na, Sir Earl? Nakapag-refresh na po ba? Inom muna ng tubig, hingang malalim.
Inom muna ako, natuyuan ako ng...
Natuyuan na ng lalamunan. Okay, sige. So, konting lang po ulit, attendance check, nandun po ba ang ating mga taga-regional officers, schools division officers, and iba't ibang schools. So, nandito na po tayo sa question and answer portion. Isa sa mga exciting part ng ating orientation ngayon, dahil magbibigyan ng kalinawan ang karamihan sa mga tanong ng ating field office personnel. Sige, sir. For the first question, sir, refer po muna tayo in terms of the contract of service and job order personnel. So, merong mga questions, sir, na paano daw po ba yung mga COS under MOOE? COS or JO under MOOE funds? Included daw po pa sila dito sa ating wellness leave policy?
Siyempre, kung kakaruin natin yung tanong, MOE kasi si DepEd may MOE, no? Pag DepEd MOE yan, definitely directly hired yan ni DepEd. Kumbaga, pondo siya mismo. DepEd fund siya ni DepEd, yung MOE. So, po yun yung ginamit na pang sweldo. So, galing sa fund ni DepEd, yung source ng pang sweldo, definitely, directly engaged siya na contract of service and JO personnel. So, yung iniiba natin dyan yung LGU funded. Yun yung in-exclude natin na COS and JO. So, pag LGU funded, nakalagay nga po sa ating guidelines na ang bibigay po ng wellness leave doon ay yung mother agency or yung LGU na mismo na kung saan ang nagpapasweldo sa kanya.
Ayun. Thank you, Sir Earl. So, I hope malinaw po pagdating sa mga COS and JO personnel under MOOE fund. So, next, sir, how about daw po yung mga substitute teachers natin? Saan daw po ba sila pasok? Sa COS or under JO din pa sila?
Yeah, medyo tricky yan, no? Actually, sa ibang benefits nagiging tricky yan, eh. Yung category kasi ng substitute, nandun siya sa ang ginagamit na pang sweldo, I believe, no, sa mga substitute yung sa personal services. So, parang national siya. Yung sa personal services, yung pang sweldo. So, nagpo-fall siya doon sa nandun siya sa parang tinitreat siya as parang regular pero on parang term na substitute lang siya. Ang gagamitin pa rin nila doon kasi yung substitute cover siya yung substitute employees, not necessarily teachers lang, may mga substitute na category ng mga personnel. Cover sila ng civil service rules, govern sila ng civil service rules. So, pwede niyang gamitin yung Form 6. Ganun.
Okay, so malinaw po, Form 6 po for the substitute sir.
Sa appointment kasi,
So,
yes. Sa appointment nila, ang ginagamit na yung form ng civil service na appointment. Tapos ang category is substitute. So, pasok sila, governed sila ng civil service. So, kaya form 6 nga actually yung gagamitin. So, hindi yung COS, GO template yung gagamitin nila.
okay, sir. Sige po. Now, sir, let's go in the context of schools. So, as per DO02, the school heads ay dapat mag-assign ng leaders for teachers who will avail of the wellness leave. So, paano kaya, sir, in a situation in the school where merong limited manpower or walang relievers, allowed po ba silang mag-implement ng alternative delivery or like blended learning or modular learning, mga ganun, sir?
Of course, yung konteksto natin ngayon is naka-leave talaga yung nag-file na teacher. So, definitely parang to honor yung application, in-approve naman, dapat hindi siya mag-engage sa trabaho or kahit mag-online teach siya, hindi, so, or modular. Talagang naka-leave siya. So, ang question is kung kulang, ang concern is yung kulang na walang reliever na na ma-assign. Doon po papasok nga po dyan yung sa kumbaga, pagmamanage nung mga teachers or people or mga teachers ng staff ng opisina, hindi lang ng school head, even sa offices, kung may mga limited personnel din yung sa offices. Yung pagmamanage din na sino pwedeng sumalo nung trabaho or ng class ng teacher. At this point, medyo may mga considered parang supporting policies tayo, parang connections yung mga polisiya natin. For example, sa isang school na limited po yung teachers, ganyan, even po, for example, yung school head is still part of the parang manpower, and the school head has of course the capacity to teach pa rin naman. Di ba po, kung babalikan natin yung sa teaching allowance guidelines, for example, anytime the school head can also take on the classes, or the department heads can also take on the classes. Kumbaga, sila pa rin yung laging titingnan. Pag kulang na sa teachers, ganyan, pwedeng sumalo yung ating mga head teachers and the school heads. So, doon naman pumapasok nga yung mga benefits. May mga benefits din naman yun. Aside from,
Resibo tayo, resibo!
yun, yung teaching allowance, they can be entitled. Kasi nga, nag-take on sila ng teaching load.
Ayun. So, in connection to that question naman, sir, allow daw po ba si school head na mag-disapprove ng wellness leave ng mga teachers, highlighting or due to, say for example, reasons na, yun nga po, may limited manpower, allowed po ba si school head to disapprove the application for wellness leave?
Well, when ito talaga po ng wellness leave, this is always subject. This is any leave naman, even the vacation leave ng permanent. Lagi siyang subject for approval. But of course, we will really leave it to the heads of offices, the school heads, really to manage this part. Kumbaga, the leaders are trained on this aspect, how to balance or weigh these scenarios na hindi naman porket kulang, for example, a school talagang walang reliever or kukulangin, na ba yun? Parang close situation na, or wala nang pag-asa na yung mga teachers with that school na ma-avail sa buong taon yung wellness leave. Of course, from the side naman po ng HR, we hope na hindi mangyari yun. Hindi mangyari yung situation na yun na wala talagang nagamit si teacher na ni isang wellness leave sa isang taon just because of that particular situation. And sinasabi natin dito, we hope that our school heads, by practicing their leadership and management management skills, they be able to still provide grant wellness leave to to the teachers within their schools or with the offices. Same with hindi lang naman sa school heads, even sa mga offices na kukonti ang tao, sa SBO or sa RO or dito sa central office. We still hope na mai-grant to sa mga empleyado kasi kumbaga may magandang intent yung itong polisiya for the welfare of our employees. Nakamute ka, Kate.
I'm sorry, sir. So, in case, sir, na merong mga school heads daw na talaga open and close or quote-unquote power tripping, mga school heads na power tripping, meron daw po ba mga enforceable protections na mapoprovide ng polisiya para ma-prevent yung ganong classic situations in case na gano'n ang nga ginagawa ng mga school heads?
Balik lang siguro mo.
Well, may ano naman, since this is governed by the civil service din naman, no? So when we talk about civil service, protection of or parang mga benefits of our employees are also being protected here. So there's a process din ng grievance machinery na pwedeng i-take on para hindi naman to ma-abuse yung sinasabing parang abuse of authority na hindi na talaga na nakakapag-avail or wala nang na-avail na benefits yung mga empleyado or mga teachers just because of the style paano ko ba sasabihin niyo the style of the management style of the school head or the leader. May mga mechanism na din to really bring this up para matugunan yung concern na yon. We cannot address everything, no? Especially kung usaping teachers, lack of teachers sa mga area. Of course, maraming factors na i-consider or marami din mga tinitingnan na mga parang root causes of the problem, kulang sa teachers o hindi pa nadadagdagan na item dun sa school or ganyan-ganyan. So, mahirap din talaga na kung dahil lang doon ay hindi na maka-avail si teacher. So, syempre we promote here the welfare of our employees. So, hopefully our school heads would really consider this, no, and grant this to our teachers. No? So, 5 araw lang naman sa isang taon. Di ba, Katie? 5 araw sa isang taon. So, wala na, even before, wala naman talagang, BL and SL ang ating mga teachers. So, ito, and 5 days lang naman siya. So, hopefully, the school heads and, of course, the different department heads and even the teachers, no, can really manage this, no? Kung maganda, makalendar nila lahat, ma-plat nila para kumbaga merong maging maayos na scheduling. More on scheduling din naman to, no? I myself as a head, no, this is a matter of scheduling din. Of course, pag may isang nag-leave, syempre may naapekto ng deliverables. So really, this is boils to the management style and scheduling din. So, ma-plat yung mga possible na gustong ma-avail na leave days, wellness leave days ng mga teachers. Mas maganda. At least, pwedeng maging maayos yung ma-assign na reliever or kung wala, yung pwedeng mag-take on si department head or yung school head dun sa day lang naman na class na mag-relieve yung teacher.
So, thank you, sir. I hope malinaw po tayo sa ganong klase provisions, no? Especially for our school head. Ngayon, sir, may isa namang question about the overload teaching day. So, if yung reliever daw po ba did not reach the maximum of 6 teaching hours a day, is he or she still entitled to the overload pay?
Kung sa konsepto lang nitong wellness leave. Of course, kung isang teacher ay magli-leave So may 6 hours talagang kailangan punuan yung reliever. Tama, di ba? So, medyo na ano lang ako dun sa question na kung hindi maabot yung 6 hours, kasi naka-leave naman talaga yung supposedly magtuturo nung 6 hours na yon. So, yung reliever, definitely, I think the minimum talaga na masasalo niya is 6 hours. Di ba, KZ? Parang yun yung ano ko, perspective ko doon sa tanong.
Yes, sir. And I also think na siguro po, when it, in terms of the overload pay, baka better to rely on the DepEd Order 005 series of 2024. So yan po yung legal governing overload teaching pay. So ano yung mga requirements, ilang oras ba dapat, so baka po pwedeng doon din sila mag-rely. Since yung ating, you mentioned nga din earlier, yung ating mga polisiya naman ay connected naman sa isa't isa.
Correct. Yung parameters ng guidelines ng sa teaching overload pay, yun din po talaga din ang susundin natin. When it comes to teachers who will be taking on classes because of a teacher who's on wellness leave that day.
Sir, meron tayong isang tricky question dito sa ating chat box. So may mga nagtatanong, how about, sir, nag-apply si personnel or teacher ng Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's 3 days. And then, naka-apply pa rin siya ng wellness leave for Monday and Tuesday. So is that considered daw po ba as consecutive or is that allowed daw ba, sir?
Actually, iniintay ko talaga yung tanong na yan kasi part of my introduction kanina, though the policy is very straightforward and very simple, kaso sa sobrang simple niya, ang daming naiisip na rin. So probably because yun nga, just to be standard or just to be kumbaga in adherence to the guidelines, paano nga ba siya iti-treat, no? Yung kasi kami binalikan din namin yung Civil Service Memorandum Circular. Hindi po talaga in-specify ni Civil Service na calendar days or working days lang, and we've adapted that also in our guidelines. Days lang po talaga. So meaning tapos may aspeto pa na 3 consecutive days lang yung pwedeng dire-diretso. So meaning when we interpret that, no, na kung days lang siya, hindi siya in-specify na working days, that could be allowed yung situation na yon. Kasi hindi straight days yung nangyari. May gap na Saturday and Sunday. So kung naging crucial kasi siya, i-specify na DepEd na working days. Pero inano na siya ni DepEd na days na lang. So meaning, we will not be we will not be specifying that na talagang working days po yan. Working days yan. So days lang po siya. So that specific parang gap na Saturday, Sunday ay would be allowed. Kasi same with the scenario na hindi Saturday, Sunday yung pagitnaan. Ang sinasabi lang doon is hindi lang pwedeng consecutive. By the term consecutive kasi dire-diretso. So kung Monday, for example, 4 days ang i-apply. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Pumasok, tapos yung Wednesday papasok siya. Tapos, yung Thursday papasok siya. Pero Friday, ililig niya. Pasok pa rin yun sa guidelines. Kasi nga, ang hindi lang pwede talaga yung straight consecutive. So, imagine that particular scenario. Yung Thursday lang yung pumagitna na araw na papasok siya. Mag-fall na pa rin siya, magko-complete pa rin siya doon sa guidelines. Kasi, hindi naman straight 4 days yun eh. Ang ginawa niya, 3 days consecutive, Monday to Wednesday, tapos Thursday bumalik siya. Tapos Friday nilib niya. Hindi pa rin siya, kumbaga, pasok siya doon sa definition ng consecutive na allow 3 days, tapos staggered, may nag-skip ka ng isang araw na pumasok ka pa rin, pumasok ka ng Thursday, tapos Friday, final mo ulit. Di ba po? Kumbaga, the one day itself na skip would really parang would comply you to the teacher or the employee to the guidelines. Kasi ang sinabi doon, consecutive, wala namang ibang definition ng consecutive kundi straight eh. So a 1-day skip would really break that particular 5 days. Kung yung kumbaga 3 days straight lang yung magiging dire-diretso, tapos a 1-day reporting to work would already allow us to comply with the guidelines. So how much more kung yung Saturday and Sunday? Kung titingnan mo yung logic. Na 2 days yun mismo, na weekend din. So, mas maano pa nga yun dun sa logic ng Thursday, pumasok ka pa rin. So, that's my interpretation, and probably we've seen that interpretation by the civil service na days lang talaga yung nilagay nila. So, we'll take that parang kung titter natin, no, gano'n na lang yung pag-intindi natin. So, o nga, no, 3 days naman ang pwede lang consecutive. So, a 1-day gap sa work would be enough for us to comply na doon. So, how much more with the 2 days ng weekend? And I think for the HR side din, no, for the HR side, yung sa Monday, yung sa Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, tapos Monday, Tuesday, the following week, probably would help, especially dun sa mga part ng mga emergency cases, or even dun sa talagang merong need talaga nila ng medyo long break, especially dun sa bereavement, accident, di ba? Dun in essence need yung medyo kung ipa-file mo yung Wednesday to Friday tapos Monday and Tuesday, medyo kumbaga very much appreciated na i-allow yon, because of course the longer stay or out of off from work would be good, no, for the recovery emotionally and mentally ng empleyado rin.
Yeah. So, bottom line is, allow po yung gano'ng situations na yung Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, tapos merong Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday na nakalimutan. So, allowed po siya. Feeling ko kasi sir, maraming gagamit yan for travel abroad eh. Kasi ang dami din questions ngayon sa chatbox, seeking clarifications. Kung yung wellness leave daw ba ay pwede for travel abroad. So, pwede naman siya, sir. Tama po ba? Since pasok siya sa general break from work?
Sige. Yung kanina, no, so inunahan ko na rin yung magtatanong doon sa yung gitna. Puputulin niya lang ng Thursday, for example, yung leave niya, tapos may siya ng Friday. So, dahil nga pumapasok yun pa rin doon sa guidelines na 3 days lang yung straight, tapos may gap ka. Sinagot na rin po natin. So, allowed po yun na may parang 1-day gap. So, eto, yung tanong, actually, na-anticipate ko yan. So, allowed ba siya sa gamitin sa travel abroad? Unang-una, syempre, ako, I can confidently say yes. Unang-una, yung definition natin ng wellness leave sa guidelines, we define it very clearly. General break from work. So doon pa lang po, kumbaga no question asked kung domestic or abroad yung gagamitin. But of course, since especially for permanent regular employees, ganyan, one aspect that should be considered ay yung pag mag-travel abroad, of course, the policy that will be governing that already is that our guidelines, DepEd guidelines on travel abroad on vacation, yung due to vacation leave abroad. So, yun na po ang mag-go-govern noon. But, kami po tatanungin, pasok siya sa definition ng general break from work. So, yes po ang sagot po.
Yes po. So, in consideration na lang din siguro, sir, yung mga travel authorities na required po na.
Yes. Wala, hindi naman natin nilagay yung wala tayong prohibition na gamitin to for travel. We did not specify that. So, and the term itself, general break from work, is a very safe way to say that travel abroad as a way to relax from work or a break from work, is ano no, magpapasok na siya dun sa wellness natin. So, authority, again, authority for the travel abroad, seeking for authority and process involving that is already subject to the guidelines of the travel abroad natin.
Okay. So, ito naman sir, sa combination of these naman. See, for example daw, ginamit ko 3 days na 3 or 2 days na wellness leave. And then, yung sunod niya, or kunwari, yung Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday niya ay naka-wellness leave. And then yung Thursday, Friday niya ay naka-course leave or vacation leave or vacation service credit, mga ganun sir. Is that allowed din daw ba?
Ang GO, ma'am, okay na si Jen.
Medyo klaro naman.
Combination of leave tayo.
Oo. Klaro naman po yun na yung 3 consecutive days na, although 5 days siya, pero 3 consecutive lang yung pwedeng straight. Ay, when I talk about, we're talking about wellness leave lang. Pero if we combined it with other leaves, tawag dito, kung ako po tatanungin, pwede. Unang-una, for example, yung same ng sinabi ko kanina, for emergency cases or bereavement, alam natin yung similarity na to with the special emergency leave na gagamitin siya for in case of death in the family, ganyan. Ginagamit yung 3 days as special emergency leave / special privilege leave. Pero alam natin, minsan kulang yon sa situation na yun. For example, ito, on top to. So, wellness leave is considered para on top of the existing leave not ng mga non-teaching, no. So of course sa teachers medyo wala silang VL and SL and yung sa emergency leave. So ito for the non-teaching force on top to. So may medyo for the non-teaching ang daming pwedeng i-combine. So allowed po siya i-combine.
Balik lang
Pero again, same with the vacation leave, same with the special emergency leave, privilege leave, same with the vacation at itong wellness leave, lahat naman po ito ay subject for approval. Kumbaga, kung ako tatanungin po, pwede talaga kasi siya. Kasi nasunod lang yung mga parameters ng bawat leaves na yun. Yung wellness leave, na 3 consecutive lang yung diretso, tapos yung other leaves, nasunod din yung parameters, pwede po siya.
So, thank you, sir.
We did not specify yan eh. So, we know na pwede siyang, we understand na pwede siyang mangyari, pwede siyang i-file talaga ng combinations ng isang empleyado. But we did not specify na that kasi we don't know din kasi yung mga reasons for kung bakit kailangan i-combine or gamitin yung different types of leaves in a particular timeline or situation, because probably there's a reasonable or justifiable reasons for that employee for applying combinations of leaves, no. Of course, lalo na yung mga situations na emergencies, that would be very helpful for our employees kung i-allow po ng ating mga heads of offices yan, no. So, but again, at the end of the day, yung subject for approval pa rin siya ng ating mga school heads and heads of offices. So, hindi siya absolute. Kahit nga po yung 3 days consecutive lang, yung 5 days ng wellness leave, hindi naman po absolute yun. Kumbaga wala ng choice ang school head, kundi approve lahat, kung ministerial na lang, hindi po. So, maraming i-consider po sa pag-a-approve ng leave ng isang teacher or ng empleyado.
So, thank you, sir. How about, sir, allowed daw po ba na i-avail yung wellness leave ng half day lang? Is that allowed daw po ba?
Uy, half day.
Ano po yan? 1:1 na po yan.
So, dapat full day, sir.
Oo, hindi siya sayang. Well, ano po yan? Mababawas na po talaga the whole. Hindi po may half.
Whole
Wala pong, half wellness leave. So yung earned credit po dyan is yung 5 days po talaga yan. So walang parang half day or kung papasok po siya, hindi po yung magpo 0.5 siya ng hapon, for example. Matitiran siya ng 0.5. Ganon. So, tinitreat siya parang days po talaga siya, days. At that's the difference din yung sa leave talaga, yung sa VL. Kasi may may tawag dito, may earned leave credits po yung sa VL. So siya, pag na half day ka, so dun sa total ng leave earned, whether it's a half day, so yung mababawas po dun na hours, mababawas po dun sa leave earned. Ito po kasi hindi siya umabot sa ganong aspeto na parang earned tulad nung na may monthly earning vacation leave credits ang for the non-teaching personnel. So,
Sige,
pag pumasok
so,
po, give na yun, parang on your voluntary na lang ng teacher na nabawasan na siya ng isang araw na wellness leave.
So, bottom line po, no, ang ating wellness leave must be used ng isang araw, hindi po siya half day lang. Okay? Sige, sir. So, may mga nag-clarify dito, sir, sa ating chat box. Although we have mentioned earlier naman na about travel abroad, is mag-refer sana sa DepEd order on traveling abroad. So, may mga nagtatanong kasi dito, sir, if i-clarify daw, sir, yung use ng wellness leave for travel abroad, especially for teachers, since meron pong provisions na they are not allowed to travel during the school days.
Ayun, tawag dito. Kaya nga po natin to calendar day siya. So, kung si guidelines po nga ng travel abroad for teachers, naka-specify po doon. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na may po yung calendar days siya. Mas maganda siya calendar days ang naging basis, hindi yung school year. Kasi, for example, in a school year po, di ba meron kayo dyang days, may months na walang klase. So yung travel, sinasabi nga ay sa wellness leave na teachers during classes pwede siyang gamitin, pero kung sa travel nga po, di magamit siya for abroad because may ganong rules. So we will probably will look into that, no. Kasi kung kami talaga tatanungin po, no, for the whole kung talaga in general break from work, we're coming from the general break from work na term. So parang hindi namin pwedeng ilagay sa guidelines na for travel abroad bawal gamitin yung wellness leave. So for the teachers, given may ganyan nga, no, we'll have to look into that kung paano siya magiging kasi may additional ito kasi leave na, kasi before kasi nasabi yun sa guidelines ng sa teachers kasi nga wala namang leave si teacher. Pero ito, may leave na naibigay na sa teacher. So we'll have to check on that, no, and look into yung sa travel. Kasi ngayon lang naman kasi yan na lumalabas na mga questions. Travel abroad, how can we marry the two, yung sa travel policy natin, travel order policy, and the wellness leave. So, siguro tingnan natin yan, KZ, no, sa part na yan. So, kanina nabanggit ko, siguro in general, I was speaking on in terms of the general aspect, like especially for the non-teaching, pwede siya. But for the teachers, we'll go back to it, tingnan namin, because of the specific rules. Pero pwede kaya, parang kasi may mga teachers akong makikita na hindi patapos yung class pero nasa abroad. Paano kaya
Siguro
nangyari?
sir,
yun?
ano po, no? Siguro sir, let's clarify or let's check na lang din muna ulit po yung dapat order on the travel abroad. Tapos sa FAQs na lang din po natin na ipopost sa DepEd pages yung kasagutan for this one. Since medyo tricky nga po pagdating sa teaching, sa mga teachers. No? So, siguro papahantay na lang ng official answer for that question.
Oo. Baka kasi yung I haven't looked at it pa talaga, KZ, yung sa travel abroad. Baka kasi may certain exemptions. Yung sa part ng allowed yung teachers to go abroad for vacation. Baka may exemption din yun. Let's see. Baka may exemption din kasi doon sa part na yun, sa policy. We'll look into it, KZ, no?
Opo, sir. Yes, sir. Let's include that po sa FAQs na ipopost natin anytime soon. Okay, so, ito sir, in cases of emergency mental health breakdown po, or yung sa emergency cases na, sir, ano daw po ba yung lead time for filing? Kasi per DO, right after, ang nakalagay lang daw po ay right after or upon the return to service. So, mga ilang araw daw po ba dapat? Dapat daw po ba agad-agad sa date of balik or pwede nyo magpasta ng 2 days, 3 days, ganun, sir.
Ma'am, dara ma'am.
Pag nung sa guidance natin, right after kasi, so parang immediate yun, no, ma-file na for purposes of documentation at of course, sa omnibus rules on leave, it's better na ma-file siya agad para ma-record for documentations na authorized, maging considered parang officially approved leave na siya, not left hanging yung naging leave, so ma-document na siya. I think more of documentation. Similar with the sick leave naman, yung sa usual omnibus rules on leave. For the sick leave, the importance of filing it right after is really for documentation purposes talaga, at so that hindi ma-left undocumented yung unrecorded yung naging leave of absence or absence ng empleyado. So it's really on the diligence ng empleyado. And sa guidance naman natin na nilagay natin right after. So pagkabalik agad, immediate sana ma-file for really that purposes, documentation.
Yes, sir. So, ito po, similar question or connected to the emergency cases. So, kanina kasi sir, nalinaw naman natin na hindi kailangan mag-attach ng medical certificate in filing wellness leave kapag emergency cases yung ginamit. Pero clarify daw sir, na yung letter daw po ba or the justification ay hanggang kay school head lang ba? Or kasama ito doon sa 4-6 na ipas? Siguro baka pati yung mga teachers din po sir.
Yeah, yung sa letter, kung pwede naka-address din siya sa kung sino yung mag-a-approve. Parang parang comprehensive na yung letter na hindi lang siya address sa school head, parang sa-address na rin sa mismong approving authority, which is the ASDS. So pwede naman na marami multiple addressee. Yung recommending, ina-address mo na rin sa recommending and the approving.
Pero ako ma-check na ko sa video.
So sir, I think this would be our last question na lang po for the Q&A. So, newly hired employees daw ba sir, whether COS, JO, or plantilla personnel, entitled na daw po kaagad sila for the whole 5 days of wellness leave per calendar year, or just proportionate sa service na i-render nila for the calendar year?
Title na lang, uy.
Kasi meron daw po mga cases na yung JO or yung COS contract ay for only 6 months.
Hindi siya, even the civil service did not specify that na parang may portion depende sa duration. So parang siya agad across 5 days within the calendar year. So kahit yung contract ay 6 months, pwede na siyang maka-avail ng 5 wellness leave.
Full iyang makuha.
Wala siyang parang, pag 6 months, may parang naka-pro. Even the, parang hindi siya pre-norate yung wellness leave. Depende kung ilang, gano'ng kahaba yung contract mo or duration, hindi. Ano na siya, parang regardless kung 6 months lang siya, meron na siyang 5 days wellness leave na agad ang pwedeng ma-avail within that period of 6 months. And of course, pag naubos niya yun, within the 6 months, tapos na-renew siya ng the second semester, same person yun eh. So, hindi siya pwedeng parang makaka-avail siya ulit ng another 5 days. We're talking about one individual, one person. Walang ganon na na-renew ka, tapos magre-reset within that same year yung 5 days wellness leave.
Renew pa man kasunod na lang sa tuig kini ni sa
Okay, so bottom line, sir, allowed po na magamit naman nila agad yung wellness leave within the calendar year. Pero in cases of COS or JO contracts na tapos na yung kanilang 6 months engagement and renew ulit for another 6 months, kung na-avail na po nila lahat ng wellness leave dun sa una nilang kontrata na 6 months, hindi na po nila ma-avail pa ulit yung wellness leave for the next duration of their contract kasi po sa iisang
Calendar year, yes. So, importante dun yung tracking system or monitoring system na gagawin ng ating HR counterparts para yung mga nangyari yan, mga termination of contracts, tapos may mga renewal, ganyan.
Sige, sir. So I guess that's it. That's the end of our question and answer portion po. Rest assured naman po no na other questions pa kung sakaling meron po mga katanungan, ma-address po natin ito kasi meron pa naman po kami i-post na frequently asked questions or yung mga dagdag na kasagutan sa ibang mga tanong na kailangan pa ng paglilinaw. So rest assured that the Employee Welfare Division is disseminating a memo, an official memo, and at the same time, magpo-post din po ng mga FAQs regarding your questions patungkol sa wellness policy. So it's already 12 noon. And I hope kahit pa paano po no, medyo nalinawan tayo pagdating sa provisions ng ating wellness leave policy. This is a new one, pero yun nga po, kagaya nga din ang sinabi ni Sir Pearl. Medyo simple naman na yung ating pagkakasulat ng DepEd order, pero madalas ay kailangan pa rin ng mga paglilinaw sa ibang bagay. Hence, kaya po tayo nagsagawa ng online orientation for the wellness leave policy. Okay, so thank you so much po, Sir Earl. Pwede ka na po makainom ulit ng tubig, makahinga-hinga.
Hihirit ko lang sana ulit, KV, just to clarify, baka kasi maano tayo. Again, yung sa travel abroad, what governs us in our travel, yung sa travel abroad ay yung, tawag dito, in general po yung travel guidelines po natin, DepEd order, ano nga yung KV? Yung DepEd order natin on travel, for travel. Yun po mag-go-govern. Kumbaga, nagkataon lang po talaga may leave. So, for the non-teaching, medyo parang, talaga, safe to say talaga na pwede. Kasi it almost sounds, the leave, vacation leave, privilege leave, and the wellness leave is almost the same. Kumbaga, yung purpose niya na pwedeng gamitin off from break, general break, off from break. So, it's really safe to say na pwede siyang gamitin talaga for travel, vacation abroad. But given na merong teaching, may policy sa travel abroad specifically for the teaching group, we'll really have to check yung part na yan for the teachers. So medyo abang-abangan yung sa teachers na lang yung sa clarificatory on that part. Pero I can confidently say for the non-teaching kasi nga with the definition of the wellness leave, kung paano siya, almost the same siya ng vacation. Ano siya, pwede talaga siya. Walang I didn't, no one could argue with that kasi general break from work is almost the same with vacation leave. Vacation. So, medyo titingnan namin yung sa teachers, no. There are only scenarios na pwede si teacher kung siya ay, for example, na-designate siya to a non-teaching function, earning siya ng leave credit, ng VL and SL. May mga ganun tayo. We have to admit that may mga nati-designate to a non-teaching function, nasa DO, ganyan. Tapos earning sila ng credits because of performing an administrative task. Wala na siyang teaching load. Pwede yun, yung mga teacher na nade-designate sa kung meron pang mga ganon. Nag-earn na siya ng vacation leave, meron siyang wellness leave, pwedeng mag-file niya yun for vacation abroad, travel abroad. Kasi yung VL niya nga, pwede niyang gamitin mismo sa yung na-earn niyang VL, pwede niyang gamitin pang file ng papunta sa abroad for vacation, how much more yung wellness leave. There's the tricky part lang talaga yung sa teachers mo. So we'll have to double check that case, So parang may naiwan si teacher sa part na yun, kumbaga naiwan in terms of the question. So unanswered question without finality. So para mayroong finality on that part, we really need to have a clarificatory on that aspect lang. Yun lang naman, mukhang yun lang. yun lang yung medyo tricky.
Yes, sir. Siguro, sir, idagdag na lang din po siguro ng team, sir, to check with Civil Service Commission yung period kung saan naipit ng Saturday and Sunday yung wellness leave. Siguro, we will check na lang, sir, with the Civil Service Commission para isama na lang din namin yun, yung clarificatory nun, sa ipopost na FAQ.
Yes, to make it official. Oo. Yung mga
Yes.
Situations na yun. Kaya medyo bitin din yung FAQs ni Civil Service on that part. So we just look at it yung days lang nilagay nila. So that's hindi working days or calendar days.
Yes, sir. Okay. Sige po. So that concludes our Q&A portion. Again, maraming salamat Sir Earl. And thank you everyone for your active participation. So we hope that we were able to address all of your queries and clarifications to ensure yung seamless and standardized implementation of the policy. So now, as we wrap up the formal part of our orientation, let us hear some closing thoughts from Ms. Sarah Bianca Birag, Project Development Officer 3 and OIC Assistant Chief of the BHROD Employee Welfare Division. Hi, Ma'am Sarah.
Hello po. Loud and clear po ba?
Hi, Ma'am. Yes po.
Ayan. So po, for our field personnel, also implementers, and our dear teachers po that who joined here po ngayon, as we draw this virtual orientation to a close, we would like to thank all of you po for your time and active engagement virtually today, especially for your patience also because we really started late because of our technical issues we encountered a while ago. But ayun, very patient as usual ang ating mga DepEd field personnel. And as we go on, yun naman po ang niremind ng ating directors and also si Sir Earl that the DepEd recognizes that our field personnel are the very backbone and also frontliners of our educational system. And we know the demands placed upon you are heavy. So this actual DepEd Order number 2 or the wellness leave policy is one of our commitment po for the employees' holistic well-being. Technically, start pa lang po siya, may mga paparating pa po tayo. Mental health related and wellness and well-being policies and programs para po sa ating personnel. But for this purpose po in this orientation, it is a reminder that while you are taking care of our learners, our schools, and also the division offices and ROs. The department is also looking out for you. So hindi po tayo nag-iisa. And before we log off and return to our respective duties, we want to leave you with a gentle reminder. Do not hesitate to use this wellness leave benefit po. So, as we move forward and remind everyone, coordinate effectively with your supervisors, magpaalam po ng maaga para at least hindi po tayo nag-aagawan sa slots ng wellness leave. Yun, especially the filing of leave based on the Annex C for COS and GOs, and also our usual Form 6 naman po for permanent employees, regardless kung teaching or non-teaching. Let's follow that usual filing of leave as we discussed, and also properly endorse po your task in case of substitutes or relievers po kapag tayo po ay mag-wellness leave. So, remember, ito lang po ang gusto namin ipabaon sa Employee Welfare Division, na hindi po bawal magpahinga. A rested and healthy mind is essential for the continuous and efficient delivery of education services to our clients, especially our learners. And muli, mula po sa Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development, maraming salamat po sa inyong walang sawang dedikasyon sa DepEd. And we wanted to wish also the safety of everyone, take good care of yourselves, and happy Women's Month po sa lahat. Have a great Monday ahead. Thank you po.
And thank you so much, Ma'am Sarah. So before we sign off, we have a few final administrative reminders po. Ayan, so for the evaluation form, please scan the QR code on the screen or click the link na nasa